Welcome, everybody. Welcome to your Saturday, 23rd of May 2026. We've all gathered here for a free masterclass on EFT. And how many of you already know me here? Can you please put one in the chat if you already know me? And if you don't know me, if you're meeting for the first time, please put two in the chat. And where are you dialing in from? Which city, which place are you dialing in from? Bangalore. First time, Dr. Krati. Thank you. Yeah, there are some of you, we already know each other. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Great. So, when I was in your place, first time learning about EFT, I was very nervous. I didn't know what to expect. And as I, spent more time in emotional wellness and learned more about EFT, I began to relax and my nervous system, started to calm down. And then I learned the modality for myself, and now I help people, to overcome their struggles and choose ease and happiness in their journey. And during our time together, you will get to practice emotional wellness skills on yourself as well as observe live demonstrations. And you will learn these skills, to apply on others as well. And some of you might, already know the knowledge that I'm going to share, and some of the knowledge that I'll be sharing would be an add-on to existing knowledge that you already have. So I hope I have permission from everybody who know what I'm sharing today to reshare it and, feel as if you're not listening to the first time. Amazing. So let me begin with the presentation, and let me share slides. Yeah. So EFT Masterclass, it's a very fast therapeutic, it gives very fast therapeutic results, and it makes you feel happy, be at peace and relaxed. So who is this for? This is for people who, want to explore how to deal with stress, how to deal with traumatic incidences in life. So if we go through stress, some of the symptoms are that you might, get a headache, you might want to eat more, you might want to stay aloof, or you might have, certain digestive issues, right? A lot of weight gain or weight loss is possible. Like I mentioned, digestive issues like constipation, acidity, or irritable bowel syndrome can also happen. Depression, or going reliving your past again and again, remembering all those traumatic incidences. These are also some of the symptoms of stress. All right, and also to deal with deadlines, like a lot of pressure to always deal with deadlines. Yeah, some of the other symptoms are that as we grow old, our body changes and it's difficult to accept. So these are also some small symptoms of how stress can impact us. During COVID, we had to put masks, and it used to be very claustrophobic for a lot of us. So something as small as that can also create stress. So yeah, this is basically for people who want to learn about emotional wellness or therapy technique, self-healing, self-development and enhancement, already in helping therapy or coaching profession, help yourself and others, seeking a new profession to help others and heal and transform, and curious about EFT. This is also for people who want to help their children, their family, identify and release emotional patterns, lose weight or have better health, build confidence and self-esteem, boost career and emotional balance, and revision mode, deeper understanding, right? In our time together, we will explore how do our emotions and stress contribute to ill health. How can you reverse the negative effects of stress and create health? What is emotional freedom techniques and how does it provide results quickly? How can you help others heal and make it a profession? Okay. Now, house rules for today. This is not a coaching or a therapy session, but it's a training. And at the end of a training together, I will, guide you with your next steps and how can you opt for options that are available. Excuse me. So this is not a do nothing and feel calm at peace session. We are going to, understand a lot of concepts, and we are going to understand how these concepts and techniques will help us. Now, this is not about how to take a magic pill and feel okay. It is not. I mean, it's not like, you sit here for 3 hours and you're going to feel better and everything in your life is going to get over. I will guide you through the process of how it actually happens, and you must be able to learn to put the work in to get results. Okay, I'll also guide you through that. That how can you put the work that you're understanding here to get results. So about me, okay, so let me share my story. So I am basically a computer engineer, and there used to be a time in life when I was absolutely unaware of what I should be doing. I was very clueless. I would always seek for validations from others. I would always ask others, whether I'm doing the right thing or not. Now, this became a huge challenge when I was pregnant. I conceived with twin children. I had infertility issues like PCOS. I also had hypothyroidism. And when I conceived twin children, I was on bed rest. It was a difficult pregnancy. I was on bed rest, and for 8 months, I was just lying down. And when the kids happened, my body had already taken a toll. Like, there was no stamina. And then two children, feeding them, taking care of them. It was very chaotic because I did not even have the stamina in my body. By the time the children turned two, I realized one child was on the autism spectrum. And it was quite difficult for me because I didn't know how to deal with any of it now. Everything seemed to be falling apart. And the people who I used to, take suggestions from or ask for validation, they also did not know how to help me. They were pretty clueless. Now, as time went ahead, I went to the doctors. They asked me to go for therapies, but life became more and more chaotic, and health issues also became worse. So by the time, I think 2 years therapies for my child, and then I realized I need help for myself because I am not able to deal with this. All my frustration, all my irritation would come out on my children, and I was losing my identity. I had to quit my job. Going back to an IT profession was not possible for me. So I decided to, seek help, seek therapy, and I trusted somebody who knew EFT. So I just went ahead and I took therapies from her. And once I started therapies with her, I realized that I began to, feel settled. I was quite flustered, but as I started with therapies, I started becoming settled. And I took therapies from her for about a year. And then I found it so interesting. It helped me in so many ways that I decided to learn. And then I got certified as a EFT practitioner, advanced EFT practitioner, and then I also did inner child matrix. I also learned breakthrough NLP coaching, and all from my mentor, Dr. Rangana Rubavi Chaudhary, through Vitality Living College. And I now help individuals to overcome self doubt, release emotional pains, traumas, and move from past to feel happy and relaxed. Okay, so I would also want to gauge, like, how many of you here are wanting to learn the technique? Are you in, a helping profession where, you're already a healer, psychologist, or a therapist, and you want to learn EFT and, add another tool to your existing practices? Can you please put a H in chat? And how many of you are here to, heal yourself? Like, you're already, you know you you know that you're going through struggle and you need help. So you just, you would want to understand about EFT, but you also are looking for some sort of a help. So can you please put S in chat? And for those of you who want to, learn EFT for self help, or maybe you want to learn EFT because, like me, you've also had to take a career break and you want to, restart your career. So put C in chat. Okay. And thank you everybody, thank you for being so interactive and responsive. So let me continue with the presentation. Yeah. Now, moving on, we know that 85% of the illnesses are stress related, and 90% of doctor visits are also stress related. Leading causes of divorce, weight gain, obesity, addiction, etc., is also stress related. Okay. Unresolved past trauma can lead to illnesses. Now, unresolved past trauma is something like, I'm sure some of you already know about it, but if when we go through a difficult situation or a difficult phase in life and we're not able to process all the emotion, our body tends to hold it, right? And our nervous system becomes really disturbed. So such emotions, unresolved emotions, if they don't get an outlet, they also lead to illnesses. And what I want to talk about right now is ACEs. Okay, ACEs is a study which was done in US. It is called as adverse childhood experiences. It is These are stressful or traumatic experiences that can have huge impact on health and wellness. Uh, so how can ACEs show up? Okay, in children. Um ACEs can show up in children who show, like, fear of other people, difficulty in sleeping, bedwetting, frequent nightmares, changes in their mood, difficulty showing affection, difficulty learning in school, avoiding situations similar to past trauma. And how can it show in adults? So, adults who have anxiety issues, depression, post traumatic stress disorder, phobias, insomnia, mood disorders, substance disorder, eating disorder. So, the chances are that, they've had ACEs while growing up. Now, these are some of the reasons why you can have ACEs. So, if you've gone through a physical abuse while growing up, or an emotional abuse, or a sexual abuse, or if you felt a physical or emotional neglect, or somebody in your house has a mental illness, a relative or a family member is put in jail, or the mother is treated violently, or if there is substance abuse, or somebody belongs to a divorced family or a broken family, chances are that they have symptoms of ACEs. And you can actually, I'll pause at the screen for a moment. You can actually, if you think you've gone through physical abuse or emotional abuse or a sexual abuse, you can give yourself one point for each, and check, what's your score like. Okay, I'm just giving you 2 minutes, say about 1 minute, and then you can just put in chat if y'all are done. Put a one in chat if y'all are done, and then I can move ahead. Give a score to yourself. Thank you, Imjyoti. So you all can share your score on chat like Imjyoti did, or you can just let me know if you all are done. 7, Nisha. Thank you. 2, 1. Okay, great. So yeah, 2. Thank you, Subodh. So I'll move ahead. So if you've had like a score of 0, so there's a low likelihood of facing adverse health conditions in adulthood, low chances of taking up smoking, attempting suicide, experiencing depression, and participating in substance abuse. If you've had a score of 1 to 3, then there is chances of using illicit drugs increase from 11.3 to 21.5%. The association with alcoholism, depression, and suicidal tendency also go up correspondingly. Social, emotional, and cognitive impairment is likely, as is the possibility of disturbed neurodevelopment. Now, the possibility of, if you've had a score which is 4 or above, then the possibility of diseases, disability, and social problems substantially increases, and early death is also likely. Chances of becoming an alcoholic increases fourfold, while the possibility of suffering from chronic depression triples. Chances of heart disease and stroke doubles, while the likelihood of severe financial issues and problems while working triples. Now, the behavior of somebody who's gone through ACEs is, lack of physical activity, smoking, alcoholism, drug use, missed work, severe obesity, diabetes, depression, suicide attempts, STDs, heart diseases, cancer, stroke, COPD, and broken bones. So somebody, who's had ACEs, um, would have a very disturbed nervous system. So somebody, when they come to us for therapies, we make sure that we work on regulating their nervous system first. We make sure that we are able to relax them and regulate their nervous system first before going on to talking about the trauma that they've had, or talking about the problems that they are facing in their life right now. Because somebody who's gone through ACEs is always in this alert mode, is in this hyper vigilant mode. And anything that, when they speak about the stuff they've gone, they're always emotional. They're not in a space to deal with any of that. So the first step when we come, to learn EFT is to help. We also use certain exercises which is taught by a mentor called as energy flow. So we also use energy flow exercises that first helps them to calm their nervous system, to regulate themselves, and then move on to talking about what's going on with them, how they know, how the issue is, where is it coming from, where is it stemming from, and how traumatic it is. Yeah. So moving on, I would also request all of you to turn your videos on, because that helps us connect with that helps me connect with you better, and I'm able to sense the energy of the group as well. Thank you so much. So the health conditions that are associated with ACEs. So people can have autoimmune diseases. Now, autoimmune is something that your immune system attacks your own body. So sorry. Yeah. So amongst patients with lupus, 63% are reported of having one or more ACE, and nearly 20% have had four or more ACEs. Now, cardiovascular diseases, researchers have shown that a strong association between exposure to ACE and cardiometabolic outcome, including heart disease, hypertension, and obesity. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD) is a study in a study on ACE among individuals with COPD. After controlling for smoking and other risk contributors, the risk of COPD increased as the number of ACEs increased, suggesting that ACEs were an independent risk factor. Somebody who has diabetes, ACEs exposure increases the risk of type 2 diabetes by 32% compared to a patient with no ACEs. Cancer, ACEs strongly predicted behaviors that can increase the risk of adult cancer. Depression, having at least one ACE is associated with amongst 3 times the odds of depressive symptoms among individuals reporting poor perceived social support. Substance use, according to 2018 studies, adults who have experienced household abuse were 30% more likely to binge drink alcohol than general population. Okay, so let me stop share. Yeah. So so ACEs basically, like we just saw the studies, etc. The more a number of ACEs, the more it's likely that you have more illnesses in your body. Now moving on to suppressed emotions, suppressed emotion increase the risk of cancer by 70% and heart diseases by 47%. So what are suppressed emotions? Suppressed emotions are emotions which we don't know how to express. All right. Either we've not got a platform to express those emotions, or we don't know how to express them, or while growing up, you've been told by your guardians or your parents that you cannot cry, shut up, you cannot keep whining about your issues, you cannot good girls don't cry, good boys don't cry. So when you learn how to shut your emotions down, suppressed emotions in you increases, and it leads to cancer and heart diseases. Then we also have something known as unexpressed anger. Now, anger is something, it's a very complicated, all of us get angry, okay, but we are always taught that anger is bad, being angry is not good for health, or being angry is not good for others. all of which is fine. But anger is something, if it is stored in your own body, if you don't know how to express it, if you don't find gateways of letting it out, it's going to come up, it's going to destroy you. Basically, your body will get damaged if you have that suppressed anger. And suppressed anger impacts the liver first. Okay, if you have a lot of suppressed anger, you are bound to have liver related issues. So at this point of time, we do an exercise which is called as tantrum release. And I would really want all of you to switch on your videos so that we can do it together. So the first step in this exercise is to identify the collarbone, and there is a point under the collarbone. There's a slight dent. Okay, it's the K27 kidney meridian point. So we begin by tapping here gently. Okay, and step number 2 is to stamp your feet on the floor. Okay, step number 2 is to stamp your feet on the floor. And step number 3 is to take a deep breath in and shout out loud, "Ah!" And take a sip of water. Brilliant. For those of you who did it with me, please share on chat how do you feel. Because at this point of time with the training, I start feeling really relaxed. All my nervousness goes away. So, yeah. So, this is one exercise which is very good for children as well, because children are not able to articulate their emotions a lot of times. So this helps them to release. So basically, see, we are tapping here on the kidney meridian. Now, kidney tends to hold a lot of fear. Okay, and then you're also tapping an anger as well, and you also stamping your feet on the ground, and the feet, the sole of the feet actually is connected to a lot of organs, different organs of our body. Now, when we are stimulating these points, the organs are getting stimulated and they release the stress. And when you're shouting out loud, all that stress, the anxiety, all the heavy emotions which you're experiencing, it just comes out. Okay. So I feel like a lot of ease when I do this exercise, and I also encourage my children to do this. And I would really like to know on chat, how did you all find this? So there's another exercise that I want to share. So this is called as the immune boosting. So we have the thymus, okay, here. In the middle of the chest. Okay, this slightly, the bone is slightly elevated. So we gently, sorry, I have sneakers here. I just put it back. So yeah, we gently tap on it, or you can also tap on it like this, gently, very gently. And we also take out a sound, not so loud, not as loud as the tantrum release, and as if it's vibrating like the Tarzan. So this, so thymus, it improves the immune system. It's responsible for the immune system of the body. So when you tap over here gently, and when you're taking out that sound, you are boosting up your immune system, and if you do this daily, you're going to have a better immune system. Okay, you can do it as many times as you want. So yeah, amazing. Let me continue with the slides. Perfect. So we spoke about unexpressed anger, then unforgiveness. Unforgiveness can lead to diabetes, pain, and heart attacks. So we also, in our sessions, we do work a lot towards forgiving your own self, forgiving others. Now, I would like to speak a bit about unforgiveness. Now, unforgiveness basically, if we have come across an incidents in life, where we went wrong. So we feel that we are not able to forgive ourselves. How could this happen? Or if somebody who's done something wrong to us, we have this thing that, I cannot forgive this person. How could that person do this to me? Or maybe an incident, how could this happen? Why did this happen? How could God do this to me? So if you if you've come across an incident like that, a lot of times we're not able to let go of that incident because we feel that, if we forget, we might end up doing the same mistake again. And if we do the same mistake again, we'll have to experience the same kind of trauma, pain, whatever that we went through. But in reality, in reality, if we don't let go of that incidents, or if we don't forgive ourselves, or if we don't forgive the person who has actually created chaos or hurt for us, every time we go back to that memory, we relive the memory and we experience the same kind of trauma and pain again and again. And the same kind of, negative hormones are generated in our body, which impacts our health. So, when we think that if we don't let go, maybe, we'll allow it to happen again. But if we don't let go, we're actually living it every single day, because every time you visit it, you feel that pain, that trauma. So forgiveness is very important, because if we hold on to so many negative emotions and negative thoughts and negative memories, then it creates a lot of chaos in the system, and pain, heart attack, diabetes. People who have diabetes, they also have this feeling that they're perfectionists. They want everything to be perfect, because I think it's also to do with feeling safe. When things are perfect, they feel safe, that yeah, okay, fine, it is the way I thought it is. And the second thing that happens is that they have this feeling that I was not treated correctly, I was not treated in the right way. So that hurt also impacts the pancreas, and the pancreas doesn't function well, and then you can have diabetes. And of course, the, when you don't let go of stuff, your heart gets impacted the most. The heart chakra, it really gets impacted. A lot of heavy emotions are stored here, so it also impacts the functioning of the heart. Moving on. Yeah. So what can we do about it? Figure out a way that works to release stress, use a clinically proven method to free suppressed emotions, and learn a method to reverse past trauma and create health. A lot of times, past we need external help for past traumas. It's not always easy to deal it with our own self. We need somebody who knows how to go back to the root cause of the issue and to deal with it. Now we use emotional freedom techniques. That's why we are here. Okay. So emotional freedom techniques is known to help in overcoming stress, eliminate pain, heal the past, defeat phobias, heal past traumas and accidents, stop cravings, and break through limits. Okay. So there is EFT, and then there is clinical EFT. Let me talk a bit about this. So, the EFT that we do is very different from the EFT that you see on the YouTube. So on a lot of times, people come and they ask us for scripts or for affirmations, that can you give me affirmations? I'm dealing with this, and I want positive affirmations, and I want to just tap and feel better. So it's very different, it's very different from the way what you see on YouTube, because when somebody comes to us, who are certified through Vitality Living College, to feel better, we first understand where the problem is coming from, what their history is like, where are they coming from, what are they dealing with. And once we understand them, we all analyze, we work on the surface symptoms first. So how somebody say has come for like I had PCOS. I had have to mute Nidhi. Yeah. So I had PCOS, okay, and the reason I conceived twins is because I had to go through IUI. Okay, I had infertility issues, so I had to go through IUI, and the doctor told me that if you don't conceive, your PCOS will never get corrected. So I went ahead, I went through the treatment, and I was on bed rest, etc. And when the children happened, my stress never got addressed. I had a lot of suppressed anger. I had a lot of, so PCOS is also, a female body ends up having a lot of masculine energy, or how do I put it? Male hormones. Now, the male hormones spike up in a female's body, okay, and that's why PCOS happens. So when I was growing up, I come from a family where, okay, me and my brother, we were not differentiated so much, but there was a lot many rules and regulations put on me because I was a girl. Okay, so the kind of clothes that I had to wear, with the friends I could meet, or maybe if I had to go out, I had a lot of restrictions, and that really used to irritate me. Okay, it always irritated me. And the more I worked on, bringing a balance in my system, coming over those irritations, and the more I worked on, my suppressed emotions and suppressed anger, I eventually I realized that, my PCOS got better. I had to go through a lot of medication. I even took contraceptive pills for 3 years. I went through multiple things. I was even put on diabetes medication so that, my periods are regulated. But every time I would stop the medication, I used to go back to where I was. So when I started working on my emotions, my mental health, I realized that this started getting better. And now I am free. I can confidently say that, I've turned it around. I don't have to take any medications for my periods or menstrual cycles, to regulate them. And yeah, so I was talking about clinical EFT. So we basically, first we tap on the surface emotions. Like if you're coming with an issue, then, say like I had PCOS, so I first began on how it made me feel, when I was having that issue. So it really made me feel irritated. It made me feel really, because there was no, the hormones are imbalanced all the time, so it used to really impact my mood swings as well. Okay. And so we worked on the surface emotions first. Then we went down to, working on the past memories. Where is it coming from? Then the beliefs that, that were around having, feeling angry, feeling irresponsible. A lot of beliefs, during growing up years. Um, yeah, Nidhi, all of us, I think, go through a lot of mood swings before periods. But if you are bleeding, say, for 20 days in a month, and then a 10-day break, and then so it really spikes it up, it makes it even worse. So anyway, so the thing is that there is a way in which we deal with the situation. So it's about addressing what you're feeling right now, then going back to the memories, to the incidences that made you feel really bad, and also addressing the beliefs and the limiting beliefs that, stop you from feeling free, or from feeling, from being yourself. So a lot of deep work is done, and then we go on to, positive affirmations or positive tapping, where it actually integrates into your system. All right. So moving on. So if you all have any questions, we are going to have a question answer round after we finish this, so I can answer your questions even then, or you all can even put the questions on the chat if you all have any, and we'll come back to it. Great. So yeah. Okay. So this was a study which was done on war veterans and people who had been in the war. They had all of them had PTSD symptoms, post traumatic stress disorder, and yeah, so most of them had PTSD symptoms, and they were divided into two groups. One group went through 6 EFT sessions, and the other group was in the wait list. And those who went for the EFT sessions, they saw 90% reduction in the PTSD symptoms, and those who got standard care, they only saw 4% reduction in the PTSD symptoms. Now EFT is also, proven proven to, be helpful in reduction in pain and improvement in performance. Students, sports person, they really benefit from this. People who have fibromyalgia, depression, and it is also useful in decrease in pain, distress, and cravings. So food cravings basically is also because of an emotional, all of us talk about stress eating, anxious eating. So if, basically, if there is an emotional void that you're feeling, a lot of times we use a substance or a food item to cover that gap, to cover the void. And if the emotion is taken care of, it's been observed that, the food craving is taken care of. Also, fears and phobias also come from some of the other emotional upsets that, we are holding on from the past. Now, I have a story behind this. So when I was learning EFT, one of my colleagues, she had a real, she was really scared of lizards. Like she couldn't even see lizards, and she couldn't even step into the room where there were lizards. Okay. So when we started working on her, she mentioned that, at the age of 10, she used to have dreams of crocodiles, and she used to be really scared because of that, and she used to have bedwetting issues at the age of 10. So her parents would get really strict with her, and they would really scold her that, you're 10 and you're still doing this. So it created a lot of trauma for her, and she associated lizards with crocodiles, and that's why she was so scared of lizards. So when we worked on her emotions, the trauma that she went through, etc., the next day she came and she mentioned that, she was able to shoo the lizard away with a broom. So she was able to step into the room. And so this was a big deal because, looking at the lizard was like, the picture of the lizard was also traumatic for her. She would, close her eyes and move her face away like that. But after the process, she was able to go back and, step into the room and even shoo the lizard away. So that was a big thing for her. Right. So yeah, fears and phobias, cravings, all of this happens because of emotional upsets, or we hold back to certain emotions. Now, EFT has also been, proven helpful in weight loss and, healthcare journey. So there was this experiment done in Australia where, the brain waves were scanned in an MRI scan, and it was done by Pete Stapleton. She's in Australia, and they were shown these images of food items. Okay, and when they were shown these images, their brain waves were scanned, and there is a part in the brain which is called as amygdala. Okay, and every time you feel stressed or hyper emotional, the amygdala starts thumping, and it tells you, it gives you an alarming situation. Go get this food item, go drink this, go drink that. So then these people, they were given 4 weeks of EFT tapping, and then after 4 weeks of tapping, when they went for the MRI scan again, the amygdala was no more, because the emotional charge around the food items were addressed. So the amygdala was no more highlighted. It was calm. It was no more, thumping. I'll show you the image. Uh, yeah, so this is before EFT. So where these orange, the brain signals the body for addictive cravings. So this is the amygdala, and then after 4 weeks, the brain is much more calmer. You don't see those orange highlights over here. And they also observed, people who went through their 4 weeks of EFT tapping, they saw a reduction in the weight as well, and it was sustained for 12 months. So EFT is one of those modalities, when practiced properly, it gives very lasting results. Okay. And so, yeah, 76% of EFT treated patients showed full reversal in anxiety, which was confirmed by brain scans. And 90% of partial reversal, 90% partial reversal of anxiety and sustained improvements after 1 year. Okay. Now, this is how the brain, brain waves are. So this is the normal brain waves. All right, for a normal brain. Somebody who has anxiety, general anxiety disorder, this is how the brain waves look like. And after 4 sessions, it's been observed that 50% of the brain becomes like the normal brain. After 8 sessions, you can see there's a huge difference, and after 12 sessions, it is almost like a normal brain. Yeah. The different color or the somebody needs to be muted. Okay. So this was another study which was done on healthcare professionals. So it was observed that 45% of symptoms in burnout, they conducted the study on 217 healthcare workers, and they found that improved 45% of reduction in pain, cravings, and distress. And the burnout symptoms had gone down, pain had gone down, distress has gone down, and cravings have also gone down. Now, they also saw decrease in depression symptoms with EFT tapping. 41% of the group saw, a decrease in the depression symptoms. So these are all different studies, and there is, it's physical pain decrease with EFT is very popular. It's very common. A lot of headaches, physical pain, joint pain, a lot of these things can be easily taken care of with EFT. Um, it's also been observed that by EFT tapping, the cortisol level in the body goes down. So, like I was talking about amygdala is this almond-shaped, organ in the brain. And every time, you feel stressed or the brain feels that, okay, there is some sort of a alert, that the system needs to get alert, it starts thumping, it starts, giving these signals to the body that it's not safe, and the cortisol level in the body increases. And studies have shown that when we tap on different meridian points of the body, yeah, so the cortisol level goes down and the amygdala relaxes. The size of the amygdala shrinks and it relaxes. Now, so in EFT, we tap on these different meridian points. These different meridian points are basically acupuncture points. There are studies, where people are randomly tapping everywhere, and they don't see a difference. But these are specific meridian points. When we tap on these points, and I'll be explaining these points in details later on. So when we tap on these points are connected with different organs of the body. Okay. And every organ tends to hold a different emotion. So when we tap on these points, we stimulate those organs and it releases the emotion that it is holding on to. And as a result, the organ functions better. And also your nervous system relaxes. You know, when we tap on these points, also the body relaxes. And then, of course, the skill of the practitioner also matters. But, when the practitioner comes and asks you about your difficult phases of life or the traumatic incidences that you've gone through, it's easier for the client to share those details. Because if we jump on to asking them about what they went through, it's like making them relive the old trauma all over again. So tapping plus the psychology part of it helps bringing the client in ease. Physically also the nervous system is also in ease, and then when we talk about it, a lot comes out. Like patients or clients are able to explore places where they couldn't, while they were generally talking about it. Great. So let me move on. Okay. So yeah, positive effects of EFT on markers of health. Pain goes down, anxiety goes down, depression goes down, cortisol level goes down, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder also goes down, food cravings goes down, blood pressure also goes down, and immune system markers improves, and happiness as a result, you're a happier person. So she was one of the she's one of my fellow EFT practitioner. She has mentioned that she had pressure issues. She used to take medication. Still, the blood pressure was never stabilized. And by taking EFT sessions, and she's also attended EFT trainings, and she's also an advanced EFT practitioner. She was able to easily overcome that, and she lost weight as well by using EFT. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So here are a few list of celebrities who use EFT to feel better, and out of these, these two are. She is a TV serial actress, Natasha, and has won a beauty pageant, Mrs. India, I believe. So both of them are from Vitality Living College. A lot of people use EFT to improve their performances, to feel better, and to manifest a lot in life. Because when you're able to let go a lot of limiting beliefs, manifestation becomes very easy. So let's go on to the 7 steps of EFT. Okay. Um, the first step is to identify the issue or the goal. Now, when I'm doing this, I would like you all to please switch on your videos so that you can do it along with me. And if you're going wrong anywhere, then I can, guide you how to go about it. Okay. So yeah, the first step is to identify the goal or the issue. So what do you want? Okay, and I'll share the slide again in case any of you want this. So what do you want? What issue do you want to solve? And how does it make you feel? So what do you want could be could be a goal, like I want to lose say 5 kilos in 3 months, or maybe I want to complete 3 books in 3 months. It could be anything. It could be a goal or an issue or a physical issue, or maybe I have a headache. So you can identify what is it that you want to work on. Okay, a goal or an issue, and then how does it make you feel? So when I say that I have a headache, I might be feeling restless. Or when I say that I want to lose 3 or 5 kilos in 3 months, I might feel that but I don't know how to control on my food cravings. I don't feel like exercising, and it really makes me feel hopeless. So the emotion is hopeless. Or if I say that I want to read 3 books, then I would say that yeah, I want to read 3 books, but I'm not consistent, and it makes me feel really um, really sad that I'm not consistent. Okay, so we identify the goal or the issue, and we also identify the emotion that we feel when we think about the goal or the issue. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two is to give it a measure. So on a scale of 1 to 10, so suppose if I say that I have a headache, and on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is maximum, that I can't bear this headache at all, and 1 would be that I don't have headache at all. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you give the headache that you're experiencing? So we measure it. Okay, this is step number two. Now, step number three is to identify the side of the hand. It is called as the side of the hand or karate chop. Okay, and so side of the hand is right under the little finger. So you can tap on any hand. Okay, your left hand, right hand, whichever is comfortable. You can also rub your hands like this or tap like this. Okay, so when we start tapping here, when we begin tapping here, we use a setup statement. Okay, we use a setup statement, and which goes like, even though I have this issue, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, and when we say that setup statement, we repeat it 3 times. So when we tap on the karate chop, we repeat, even though I have this issue, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this issue, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this issue, I love and accept myself. And if you'll do this with me, you'll get a hang of the points as well. Okay, so try to do this with me. So we can do it on any side. Okay, and then the setup statement. So then after the setup statement, we move on to the facial points. So the next point is where the eyebrows begin. Okay, so you can either tap on both the eyebrows or either side, or like this, whichever is comfortable, because this is a very forgiving process. So yeah, so we tap here and we repeat, I have this issue. Okay, then we move on to the side of the eye, the temples. Okay, and we repeat again that I have this issue. And now we come under the eye. Now this is the stomach meridian. For those of you who feel really anxious, or you all have acidity issues, or yeah, you tend to get really upset, this is the point for you. Okay, yeah, Nidhi, it is important to do all the points. So we tap here and we repeat that I have this issue. Okay, so basically we are addressing the issue. We speaking the truth. We are not running away from it. That if suppose I say that I have a headache and I'm feeling really restless, I will not say that I'm trying to be positive. Okay, my truth right now is that I am feeling upset or I am feeling restless. So I'll say that I am feeling restless. Okay, so the next point is under the nose, and this is your large intestine point. Okay, so large intestine also tends to hold a lot of fear, and it does not allow you to let go. If there are issues in the large intestine, you will see that you have tendency of constipation. So we tap here and we repeat, I have this issue. And then we tap on the chin. And basically the point is like right here under the lip. It will make us difficult for us to speak if we tap there. So we tap on the chin, okay, and this is the central meridian. And then we come on the K27, which is the kidney meridian under the collarbone. And there is a slight dent. We tap here and we repeat, I have this issue. Now the next point is your side under the armpit, okay, like about 15 centimeters or one handspan under the armpit, and we tap either like this. You can tap like this, or you can tap like this, or like this, whichever feels comfortable. Yeah. So yeah, again, we tap here and we repeat, I have this issue. And then we also have some of the finger points. So we place our hands like this, where your thumb is towards the ceiling. Yeah, perfect. And then we tap on the outer edge of the nail. Okay, the side, not the top. Okay, the side. Yeah. Then we tap on the index finger, uh, again on the edge of the nail. And if suppose you know somebody who's pregnant or is trying to get pregnant, then we skip this finger. We don't tap here. Okay, so we are here, and then we go on to the middle finger. We tap here, and then we skip the ring finger because the meridian is here. So, to avoid confusion, we generally skip it. And suppose if you end up tapping here, nothing will happen. No horns will come on your head. But generally, to avoid confusion, we skip this finger and then come to the little finger. We tap here, and then we come back to the karate chop and we repeat that even though I have this issue, I love and accept myself. Okay. And then after this, we relax. So how do we relax? We take a deep breath in through the nose and we breathe out through the mouth. And this basically, breathing out through the mouth, it clears the lymphatic system and it helps you relax more. And after that, we drink some water. And water basically helps you flush away all the toxins, everything that has come up or surfaced because we are tapping. Okay. So these were the 7 steps of EFT. And after, we've relaxed, then we check again. We check again what is the number that we have now. Like, suppose you said I have a headache and I feel restless at a number 7. So we check again, that is it still at 7? Is it better? Is it the same? Or is it worse? If it is better, and any of it which is good, okay, if it is better, that means the process clearly helped you and you can repeat it again. If it is the same, like, your restlessness was at a 7 and you tapped and you still don't see a difference, that means your specific words need to be used. And suppose if it's become worse, you tapped and you were feeling anxious and it's become even more, you're feeling even more anxious and you don't know how to handle yourself. So that is because something deep inside you, something deep rooted has been touched and it really wants to come out. So you might need help. You might need a professional help or somebody who knows how to hold space for you so that you're able to deal with it. Exhale needs to be done. You can do it as many times as you want, Isha. But yeah, generally while tapping, we do it once and then we take a sip of water. Yeah. And like if you do it twice, thrice, nothing will happen. Okay. So we're done with this. I showed you all the points. I told you how to close it. 1 second, my slides are stuck. Sorry. Okay. Awesome. So I would like to do a demo right now. Okay. So we will do this exercise called as constrictive breathing exercise. Okay. So I want everybody to take a deep breath in, breathe out. And I want you to observe your breathing. How is it? Is it constricted? Is it restricted? Is it stuck? Is it shallow? Is it deep? And I want you to put it on chat. Like, you can put it on chat that, my breathing is shallow. And how does it make you feel? Like, and what number would you give it? So if it's shallow, it's making me feel restless, I would give it a number 4. Just put it on chat so that we can do this exercise together. Constricted, shallow. Thank you. Relaxed after tapping. Okay. Little restless. Can be better. Deeply feel relaxed. Okay. Slightly tight. Forced, heavy. Okay. Okay. So for those of you who are feeling light, who are feeling relaxed, it's okay. You all also do the exercise with us. And then again, you all can observe if you feel any difference. Okay. Because this exercise is very easy, breathing is something, I'm not sure if you all know, but then if every time we are stressed up, the breathing becomes, shallow and fast. And when you're more relaxed, the breathing is deeper, and it's more, it goes up to the belly and all of that. So if you learn this exercise, if you don't even know how to use the statements and all, but if you just focus on the breathing, and when you know how to tap, you will be able to regulate yourself. Okay, so I would encourage you all to do this with me, and I would invite Hem Jyoti so that she can repeat phrases with me. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tap right now. Hem Jyoti will repeat with me, and I want everybody to tap along with us and repeat what the phrases that I'm using. Okay. So
Even though
my breathing is a little tight,
my breathing is a little tight,
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
My breathing feels a little constricted.
My breathing feels a little constricted.
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
My breathing is shallow.
My breathing is shallow.
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even though
Even though
this shallow breathing,
this shallow breathing,
this constricted breathing,
this constricted breathing,
forced breathing
forced breathing
makes me feel restless.
makes me feel restless.
This shallow breathing,
This shallow breathing,
this constricted breathing
this constricted breathing
makes me feel restless.
makes me feel restless.
My breathing could be better.
My breathing could be better.
It feels forced right now.
It feels forced, but
It's heavy.
it's heavy.
It's constricted.
It's constricted.
Even though
Even though
my breathing is shallow,
my breathing is shallow,
I'm open to the possibility
I'm open to the possibility
of breathing freely right now.
of breathing freely right now.
Taking a deep breath in through the nose, breathing out with a ha sound, and taking a sip of water. Beautiful. Now I want you to put on chat, how do you feel now? Is it the same? Put a S for same. Is it better? Put a B for better. Or is it worse? You can put a, and then you can also describe. So both felt better? Great. You can also describe how is your breathing now. Awesome. Want to sleep? Okay. Had yawns. So yawns is good. Thank you, Mitsuko, for bringing that up. So if you're yawning while tapping, it's really good because your body is releasing the stress and it's wanting more oxygen. So if you're yawning while tapping, please allow yourself to yawn. It's really good because the body needs more oxygen. And it's releasing the stress. Okay. Better had yawns, released more. I'm yawning. Lovely. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I feel the constriction move from heart center to stomach. Ramya, can we do this tapping with you? Is it okay for you to come? Thank you. Thank you, Yogi. So, can you unmute yourself from here? Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. So tell me, how are you feeling now?
I'm comparatively after the first round of tapping, I am better, but then I feel some kind of tightness in my stomach and very slight pain.
Pain as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And what number would you give this? You mentioned tightness and pain, right?
Yeah.
In stomach. And what number would you give this?
For tightness, 8.
And pain?
Pain is just 2.
Okay. And how does it make you feel? This tightness and pain. How emotionally, how do you feel?
A little worried.
Okay. All right. So is it okay that we tap on you?
Yeah.
Okay. So even though I'm going to be focused on Ramya right now, I want all of us to tap together because this is called as borrowing benefits. Even though I'm tapping with her, something in you will also get shifted. Okay. So let's do this. Even though I feel this tightness in my stomach
I feel this tightness in my stomach
at a number 8,
at a number 8.
it makes me worried.
It makes me worried.
I still love and accept myself.
I still love and accept myself.
This tightness in my stomach
This tightness in my stomach
makes me worried.
makes me worried.
I still choose to love and accept myself.
I still choose to love and accept myself.
Even though I have this tightness in my stomach,
Even though I have this tightness in my stomach,
I still love and accept myself.
I still love and accept myself.
Even though
Even though
this tightness in my stomach
this tightness in my stomach
makes me worried.
makes me worried.
Doing really well. This tightness
This tightness
makes me really worried.
makes me really worried.
Tightness in my stomach
Tightness in my stomach
makes me really worried.
makes me really worried.
Beautiful. This tightness
This tightness
makes me worried.
makes me worried.
This tightness
This tightness
makes me feel really worried.
makes me feel really worried.
This tightness in my stomach
This tightness in my stomach
makes me worried.
makes me worried.
Even though
Even though
my stomach feels tight
my stomach feels tight
and I feel worried,
and I feel worried,
I still deeply and completely
I still deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out with a ha sound. Take a sip of water. How do you feel?
I feel good. The tightness is not there at all.
Okay. It's not there at all. And how's your worry?
The worry is also not there. I just sense like maybe 0.5% of the pain, but otherwise nothing.
And what is the pain? What is the remaining pain about?
I have no idea.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for doing this for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, yeah, I would like to know in chat, how are the others feeling? Now, at any point of time, when we are doing this process, and if any of you tend to feel emotional, you might want to cry, you might feel emotional, or you might end up feeling any emotion really strongly. Do we have to use only the first two fingers for tapping? No. We can use all the fingers. There's no rule as such. You can even use single finger if that's okay for you. Okay. So yeah, so I was saying that sometimes while tapping we might feel emotional, we might want to cry, we might feel any particular emotion very strongly. All right, in such a case, there is this the sequence in which we tap, and it's called as the triple karma tapping, triple karma pointer. We tap under the eye, okay, under the collarbone, and under the arms. So we tap in this sequence, okay. Somebody, suppose even in your vicinity, if there is someone who's experiencing a lot of emotion and is not able to calm down, or if you are experiencing something like that, even even when you're not tapping, so you can just tell them, stay with me, stay with me, breathe, 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 and tap under the eye, under the collarbone, under the arms. When we do that, it has to be like, it does not have to be very strong, it does not have to be very soft, but really firm, so that you can hold on to their attention, and then ask them to tap under the eye, the collarbone, and the arms. This immediately grounds you, because we are tapping on the stomach meridian that addresses worry and upsetness, and we are tapping on the kidney meridian, which is about fear. And kidney also tends to hold a lot of other emotions. Then we are tapping on the spleen. Okay, this helps you regulate yourself. Okay, so we tap in this sequence to feel emotionally regulated. It grounds you immediately. Okay, amazing. Anybody has any questions, anything to share, to ask? They can move on to the next part. For me, tapping on the back of shoulder helps. Back of shoulder? Which point is for the constipation?
The back of shoulder, as in when we do pat on back, right? Like that moment, it helps me at least. I don't know about if there is a
This
meridian
one?
point. Yeah.
Okay. That's not a point. That's just to appreciate yourself. But if you feel good, then that's good. uh, if you feel good, then yeah. Saying out loud, is it important? As in the repeat of phrases, you mean, Isha? Which part? Which part is for the constipation? So the constipation, basically, large intestine, if it's not functioning properly, then you might have constipation issues. This is the meridian point for large intestine under the nose. You can also, massage the side of the nose to the large intestine, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Or you can even hold the index finger. Okay, the index finger is connected to the large intestine. So you can hold this till you feel the pulse. Okay. Or even if you don't feel the pulse, you can hold it minimum for a minute and maximum for 20 minutes. Okay. For migraine, Dr. Krati, I'll tell you how to go. So we can use, I showed you the 7 steps of EFT, right? So for migraine, we begin with the goal or the issue. So if you say, I have a headache at a number 5, it makes me restless, and then tap on all the points, and then see where your headache is. And if you want to go deeper and explore, then you might want to learn how to use the process on yourself, or might want to get in touch with a practitioner who's trained to deal with this, or to help you others guide in this. Okay, let me see if there are more questions.
Excuse me,
Yes.
what are the points for cancer and hernia and intestinal blockage?
So, Sandhya, thank you for asking that question. So, there are no specific points for cancer or hernia. See, we are not treating any diseases, right? We are working on the emotional aspect of the disease that you have. So, we tap on all the points. When you go to a practitioner, when you learn the process, you understand how to go back to the root cause or the root issue of your illness or your body element that you have, and we only work on the emotional aspect of it. And it's been observed that when you work on the emotional aspect, a lot of time your body begins to function better, and you see that there are quicker results with the treatment, or sometimes even the medication is not needed. And so we have Hemjyoti on the call, who's recovered her hernia by tapping. So I'll just invite her to share her experience.
But which are the points? Yeah, the same what we were doing.
The same points, yes, Sandhya. We tap on all the points, and so the key is to tap and to speak about the issue. There's no specific point for so there's no specific point for cancer or anything. There is a whole process where you tap on all the points, and we also speak about the issue, as in where is it coming from. So Hemjyoti will tell you about hernia. Maybe you'll get a better idea. Yeah, Hemjyoti.
Yeah, so I recently had my hernia surgery on 2nd of March, and they put this, it is umbilical hernia, and they put this mesh. And usually, after putting that mesh, you have to go really very careful, at least for minimum 1 year. But for me, it's just 2 months over. It's not even 3 months, but I'm back to my regular activities. Even I have started doing my other activities like yoga and all. And I would like to share like what I did immediately after my surgery. When I came back home, I actually started with tapping, even though it was a bit difficult for me to sit that time, but I started with tapping. And I felt like that has helped my body to accept that mass in my body, so that, the recovery part was very uh, faster, because I was tapping regularly, not for a long time, but 5-10 minutes or sometimes 15 minutes for that particular thing, and healing was very faster. So yeah, that's how I did.
That's very good.
So Hemjyoti, I mean, did you have to focus on any particular point? How did you go about it? Like, can you just give us a brief so that it becomes clearer for them?
So yeah, basically I was tapping on all the points. It's not I was tapping on some particular points. All the points what Sonal has just shared with us. There is no specific points for that. But I was sharing my emotion, like how I was feeling that surgery, that pain, this discomfort, what is I'm going through in my stomach, that mess, and that I cannot do lot many things in a regular way how I used to do. So how that is making me feel helpless. So I was focusing on those emotional part basically. So that's all, nothing separate, but I was tapping on all the points. And I was just, used to talk about those things which were really making me feel like, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't do that, I can't bend forward, I can't sit down, how helpless I'm feeling. So I was just focusing on my emotion and those things.
Thank you.
Has it answered your question, Sandhya?
Yes.
Oh.
I also want to know what are the points for, like you had said, for which organ and all that you were saying.
Okay.
Like your.
So even if you don't know that, it's okay. It's not important to know those points. I was just sharing it out of, to just give away an information. But even if you don't know, which organ is connected to which point, you will still benefit, because when EFT we don't.
And for how?
Yeah.
For how long we have to do it?
As long as you feel like, when
Each
you're
point?
doing it.
No, each point is for how
Each
long?
point we generally tap for 5 to 7 times. 5 to 7 times. And sometimes when the body is really tender, you might not want to, this also feels irritating, for the system. So you can simply even hold on to the points. Like, you don't need to keep tapping. Like, you can simply hold on.
No, I'm fine with the tapping. It's very nice.
So I'm just sharing. There are people who find that difficult. So you asked how many times, so you can tap 5 to 7 times, or even if you just hold, say, like, for a few seconds, say 3 seconds, 5 seconds, that's also okay. Yeah, this will also stimulate the.
Do we have to invoke anybody like the God or something? Just like Reiki, how we do?
No. So this is not related to any of that. This is simply, how do I say? This is simply, working on the physical body, and also speaking out about the emotions and the distress that you're going through. And that's why it gives faster results, because we are openly talking about what is troubling us, and talking helps. But this, when we combine it with tapping, it flushes it away from the system. You release those emotions.
Yeah. So actually, we're talking to the universe. No, somebody we're talking to.
You're talking to yourself. If you are your universe, then yes. You're talking to yourself. If you think, so if you need an anchor that, I need to speak to somebody, that somebody should listen. So if you are working with a therapist, then the therapist is the one you're talking to. But we also, when we learn EFT, we also learn to work on ourselves. So you can imagine an anchor in front of you, talk to that person, or keep a, picture of God, goddess, if that is what you relate with, and, speak to the God, goddess, and tap on yourself. Or you can simply talk to yourself. That works too. Because basically you are giving yourself something that you haven't received externally, and you're learning how to support yourself. So so when we feel left out, when we feel hurt, when we want to feel loved, generally we expect it from others. We want others to give it to us. We want others to understand us. We want others to listen to us. So when we learn how to work on ourselves, we empower us. We give it to ourselves. We love ourselves. We learn to love ourselves. We learn to listen to ourselves. We learn to listen to ourselves, hear ourselves out first, and then analyze that, what is happening with the other person.
So another question: how long do we have to do this till we get the results? Is it every day, like daily?
You can do it daily. You can, I mean, if you choose for professional sessions, it depends on the amount of trauma or the hurts or the pains that you have. Okay, so initially, when somebody comes to a certified practitioner, we insist that you take 6 sessions, and then if you feel guided, you can take more. Or when you learn the modality for yourself, you yourself will know how much you want to tap. Yeah, how much you can process, how much you want to do today. And daily tapping definitely helps. Even if I'm not getting into the structure therapy, the daily tapping that I'm today I'm not feeling okay, but I love and accept myself, I'm open to the possibility of having a good day. This also helps.
So we have to always say, I love and accept myself every time.
So if love and accept myself is difficult to say, we can also say it's okay, I am okay. Okay, we can use statements like that too. But the reason we say love and accept myself is because we remind ourselves that even though one part of my life is not okay, I'm still lovable and acceptable. Okay, I still choose to love and accept myself. So yeah, that's the reason we use it, and that's the reason we repeat it, so that we reinforce it to ourselves that their life has a lot many things to focus on. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope I answered your question. Thank you so much.
Hello,
Yeah, tell me.
I
Who
want to ask you a question. Do we have to tap exactly in the correct sequence, like you have mentioned, or we can change the sequence?
You mean how do you mean change the sequence? So see, when I spoke about triple karma, this has to be in the same sequence. Okay, under the eye, under the collarbone. This sequence will help you relax and calm down immediately. But the other one, I'm not sure what you're asking. Like change the sequence, like what?
Change the sequence of tapping different portions, like different organs, like firstly, like here or here, or I have to start
If
from
you
the
if you're comfortable, you
eyebrow.
can do that. If you're comfortable, you can do that. But just this generally helps. It's easier. Like you can remember it like a question mark. You start from here, come here, 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 here. So it's easy to remember. And when we do in a group setting, it's easy to remember. That's the reason we follow a sequence. But if you tap here and then you go back here, nothing will happen. If you're comfortable doing that on your own, it's fine.
Okay, is there like it will it affect our healing if we tap in the wrong sequence, not in the proper sequence? Is it like this?
No, it won't. If you're
Okay,
comfortable, you're okay. Yeah.
okay, one more question. Like I have pain in my legs. So when I'm tapping, do I have to repeat it in the same way? Like I love and accept myself, although I have pain in my legs. While
Yes.
tapping,
Yeah. So
while
that's
tap,
how while tapping.
while tapping on the like side of the hand or every portion, I have to say the same line.
No, when we tap on the side of the hand, we say, even though I have pain, I love and accept myself. This pain. So if you watch the demo with Ramya, I mentioned I have tightness in my stomach. I love and accept myself. Tightness, 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 tightness. Even though I have tightness, I love and accept myself. So love and accept myself is on the side of the hand. Okay? I think she's stuck. I'll move on with the slides now. I have more to share. Okay. So, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So moving on. So then we have few testimonials here. So we have Lou on our call. This is her testimonial. This is, I think, with one of her clients. Lou, do you want to share about this?
Absolutely, yes. It was a practice client. They had severe rheumatoid arthritis, very limited in what they could do. Skeptical about EFT, but we did 12 sessions. By the end of the 12th session, that person had gone from walking like someone who was about 90 years old, very limited in what he can do, to building the biggest pair of gates I've ever seen, being able to play basketball with the son, and feeling like a younger man, which is what he was. So yeah, it was for someone like me who's a skeptic, seeing that transformation changed how I saw EFT.
Wow. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. For this gentleman, he had a back pain. And in the first day of training, he attended the training, and the first day of training, in 20 minutes, his age-old back pain was gone completely. Then she's Dr. Gitanjali. She's also attended the training with us, and she had a lot of personal grief because, she lost her brother, her father, and her husband had cancer. So EFT, was a transformative journey for her. She discovered herself through EFT and inner child matrix. And we work on a lot of past issues through inner child matrix. We use EFT for that as well. She's Chaturi from Sri Lanka, and she mentions that she could love herself again, accept herself again by using EFT. She's a spiritual healer and EFT practitioner. Then we have Rekha. Rekha is also on a call. She's my client, and Rekha mentions that, from lacking energy to taking more responsibilities. She mentioned that, EFT was one of the modalities that helped her to unburden herself and empathize with others and change the way she looked at situations and believed in universe again. Now, she is Sejal Mehta. She's also a trainer and therapist. She also attended the training. And she mentioned that, her fibromyalgia in I think the second or the third day disappeared miraculously. And she sleeps peacefully after that. So how we go about it, we work on the surface system versus the root cause. We begin with the surface system. We don't directly jump on the root cause. And we slowly go down to the root cause, go deeper to uncover the root cause and then address it. Now, suppose somebody has daily headaches and feels helpless. So that would be the surface symptom that, I have headaches and I feel helpless. And as we, tap further, so this is my mentor's story. She used to have daily headaches. She had migraines, and she used to pop codeine and paracetamol with ibuprofen every single day. And it's mentioned clearly that you cannot take more than 2 pills, and she used to pop around 5 to 6 pills every day. So she, then when she tapped on her daily headaches every day, she uncovered that, she had a belief that she must not feel helpless. She cannot say no. She always wanted her dad's approval, and she must prove herself. So these are the reasons because of which the headaches would come up. And all she did was to, work on the emotions that she was feeling when she was experiencing these headaches. And then that's how she was able to, work on the migraines and the headaches. And now it's like, any other normal person, once or twice a year, she experiences these headaches. Yeah. So when she worked, because she had these beliefs, she used to overwork herself and then have daily headaches every day. Now this lady, this is another testimonial. She used to have a phobia of balloons, and she wouldn't attend birthday parties because she was scared of balloons. So when they worked on her, uh, apparently she was in a place where where a war was going on, and somebody had she had experienced shooting, etc. So that sound, when the balloon used to burst, that sound would remind her of that, and that's the reason she wouldn't attend birthday parties or even was scared of the idea of seeing a balloon. So after the EFT sessions, I think the training, yeah, she went through the training. She was no more scared of balloons. This is another lady I worked with. She used to work in LinkedIn, and she had to take a lot of international flights, and she was very scared of flying. And in one session, her fear of flying was gone. Like, she did not realize after the session, but after a month, when she had to take the next flight, after the flight landed, she messaged me that I did not have a panic attack this time. Every time the flight would take off, she used to have panic attacks. And the reason that she used to feel that is because she had a sense of control. She felt that if when the flight takes off, she will lose the sense of control. And as a while growing up when she was a child, every time she lost control, her father would get really difficult on her. So that's the reason that it was very fearful for her to imagine losing control. And when the flight would take off, she used to feel really scared. So in one session, this was gone, and I really like sharing this testimony. This is another EFT practitioner. She is a fellow EFT practitioner. She worked on EFT. She worked on herself, and she's worked with some chronic sinusitis, and it has allowed her to breathe freely again. And she's also worked on her cravings for chocolates, etc. She lost a lot of weight after doing EFT on herself. So these are some of the areas where EFT has turned out to be really helpful: anxiety, boredom, claustrophobia, depression, grief, guilt, headache, insomnia, limiting beliefs, love pain, physical pain, panic attacks, sadness, shame, stress, self-image, sexual abuse, sport issue, trauma, war memories, weight loss, phobias and fears, public speaking, dentist fear, rats, spiders, roaches, needles. So all of this, EFTs, there are a lot of studies that show that these issues can be easily handled if you use EFT. So what are your next steps? Okay, so if you want to experience an inner transform, okay, we have an option for you where you can attend EFT Fast Track. EFT Fast Track is a course, 8-day course that I'm going to run in the month of June. And once you attend the 8-day EFT Fast Track program, you will attend Inner Child Matrix training with Dr. Rangana, which will make you an Inner Child Matrix practitioner. So a lot of deep work happens in this program, because a lot of past memories, past traumas, past beliefs are taken care of when you learn Inner Child Matrix. And if you want to, if you are a healer, therapist, or a coach, and if you want to become certified in EFT, or if you want to restart your career and you want to get into a helping profession and you are looking for certification, then you have to again attend the 8-day EFT Fast Track with me, and you will get supervision sessions, personal sessions, to become a professional certified EFT practitioner. And if you want the inner transformation program, you can put a T in chat. If you want to explore EFT certified program, put a P in chat. And if you are just looking for, learning EFT for personal development, for personal care stuff, we have the EFT personal, where you will learn EFT by attending EFT Fast Track again. And you will get one-to-one help. A senior mentor, a senior practitioner would be assigned to you, who will take you through 6 sessions, will help you overcome your grief and trauma. So you can put a EP in chat if you want to explore EFT for personal development. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Rekha. Thank you for sharing, Rhythm. Yeah. So what is your next step? Okay, let me share. Let me share my screen. Hold on, just give me 1 second. So we'll share this link with you. Is my screen visible? The web page, is it visible? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so when you click on the link, you'll be redirected to this page where you have all these options. Okay, you can opt for transformation program, which has EFT fast track. You have EFT certified, where you want to get certified as a practitioner, or you have EFT personal, where you want to learn EFT for personal development. So book a free call with us. It's a discovery call. If you click on any of these options, you will be connected to Yogesh. He's going to sit. Yeah, hi Yogi, thanks. So Yogi will take you through. He will listen to you. Will understand where you're coming from, and he'll suggest which is the best program for you, and he will guide you through the process of the option that you've chosen, how to go about it. And yeah, and then you can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram. So this is my Facebook ID, where you can add me on Facebook as a friend, send me a friend request, say hi. You can follow Vitality Living College on Instagram, and you can also subscribe to Vitality Living College YouTube channel, where all information related to Vitality Living College will be shared with you. So summary of today's program, we learned, how stress can lead to disease and illness, how unresolved emotional upsets can cause diseases. Suppressing emotions is harmful to health. By releasing stress, freeing suppressed emotions, and resolving past upsets can create health and wellness. How EFT is clinically proven to lower stress, anxiety, and tension with personal stories, and step 2 EFT process. So I'm open to taking your questions now. Anybody has any questions? Please go ahead and ask. Timings. Isha, if you book a call with Yogi, you will get all the details, the dates and the timings.
You were saying that Dr. Rangna is teaching something. So she's going to just take a part of that, or the entire training will be done by her?
So EFT Fast Track will be done by me. I am going to teach EFT Fast Track. Okay, it's going to be a 8-day program where I'll be teaching you how to use different steps. We work with past memories, we work with limiting beliefs, food cravings, how to work with children, etc. Those things will be taught by me. So that will be the 8-day EFT Fast Track program. And then there is Inner Child Matrix, which is learning how to work on your inner child. That training will be conducted by Dr. Rangana, and I think that's going to happen next year, Yogi, correct? That will happen.
Yeah, so EFT Fast Track will be in June, which is next month by you. And then if anybody wants to take practitioners training, which is EFT practitioners track, then there are additional components in the training, one of which is supervision and mentoring. So that is an additional set of 10 days with Dr. Rangana, which is primarily to learn how do you do a case study work and how do you excel in the certification path. Inner Child Matrix is a whole different, like it's a completely different ball game where you get to learn trauma-informed approach. That will be in 2027. So on the call, I'll take you through all the details, all the components. I'll explain how each modality, how each technique can support you in resolving your own issues, as well as how do you aspire if you want to work with clients as well. Yeah.
Have you answered your question? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody wants to ask anything else? No more questions? The first process you shared about the tapping, collarbone, and shouting. Okay, Isha. So that's called the tantrum release. So it's a very simple process to release suppressed anger. Okay, you tap under the collarbone, stamp your feet on the floor, and shout out "ow." So all the heavy, a lot of times it's difficult to articulate what we are feeling, what we are going through. You might feel heavy, you might feel angry. So when you do this, you release a lot and you can come back to ease. So that was the process about. Have I answered your question, Isha? Thank you, Lou. Kajal, does it help ADHD? So yes, Kajal, there was a testimonial I forgot to share. So ADHD, yes, they are able to focus better if they tap. ADHD and autism, they do feel regulated. The hyperactivity, there are studies that have shown that hyperactivity goes down when such kids tap on, use EFT tapping. Why always block of 6 sessions, please? Thank you for asking, Sue. So 6 sessions, you get a practitioner is able to take you through a lot. I mean, can you ask me, like, can you elaborate your question so that I can answer it better?
I just wondered what the structure was, but it is always a 6-week block.
No, it's not. It's minimum 6 because, it gives the practitioner the space to work on the surface symptoms first, then, go down to the past trauma and then address the limiting beliefs and then close it. But it also goes beyond 6 sessions. It's not necessary, but 6 session also gives the client a feel of, how the entire process works. A 1 or 2 session is like popping a paracetamol and then, feeling the same again. A 6 session will give you the feel of, how your body is processing to different situations, reacting to different, emotions, etc. How, past memories are impacting you, what kind of beliefs you're holding on to. So all of that, you tend to understand when you go through a process of 6 sessions. And of course, if you have more issues, it goes beyond. It goes up to 12 sessions, 24 sessions, as much as you need. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Can it help someone who may be autistic but they are not able to retain information? So Lou, with autistic children, in my experience, they do retain information. Like, they do. The primary caregiver has to find out ways to communicate with them. Yeah, and how do I work with autism? So surrogate tapping really helps because they're not able to articulate. So with my son too, because I understand what is going on with him, I tap on him surrogately. So I step into his shoes, I think like him, I feel like him, and I get answers through him, and it gives me an insight of what's going on with him. So my approach also towards him changes. I'm able to understand him better, and when he sees that I'm able to understand what he's going through, he also cooperates better. And so surrogate tapping is one of the ways. The second way is by using a communication board. Like, a lot of children use pictures or letter boards to communicate. So asking them that, what are you feeling? How does it make you feel? And then tapping on it. So that also helps. I use this with my son as well. So he started typing and, communicating. So I ask him, what are you feeling? And then he tells me, and then he allows me to tap on him. And if suppose they're not able to retain the information, that was your main question, at least I can work on the surface system and calm down the nervous system. Like, if the if he's irritated, or if he is feeling very sad, so I can simply tap on the surface system and relax him in that moment. So that helps. It works.
Thanks for that. This is an adult
Okay.
who I did a test this morning, got them to watch a bit of The Honest Guys for the sleep for about 2 minutes, and she could not tell me what it was about, and I wondered then if EFT could help. By using a prompt word, she could remember a word, green, that come up in the conversation on the video. So I just wondered if it could. There's various possibilities. It could be autism, it could be ADHD, it could be a mixture of both.
Yeah.
There are times when she cannot explain. She speaks very, very fast, but forgets what she says. So I wondered if you've got any suggestions with the EFT that could help in that sense. But like you said, surrogate tapping, yeah. Maybe the pictures could help, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah. So when you mentioned about prompting, a lot of times, it's difficult for them to repeat. It's difficult for them to repeat. So once they've said it, it's not that they don't remember. Repeating the same information again is a task. Like, I've said it once, I don't want to say it again. So yeah, probably just making a note of it and not forcing them to speak so much, but reframing it and just confirming, is it what you meant? Is it what you said? Rekha, do you want to share something on this? Rekha has worked with a lot of children who are on the spectrum.
Yeah. So, Lou, the reason I wanted to share was this. There was a time when my son was going through a very emotional phase. So, Sonal had tried to help with EFT tapping. Okay. And he has seen me practice when Dr. Reena Singh used to conduct the sessions and all. So, he has seen me using it and therefore seen the benefit of it. So, when Sonal was taking his session, he just wanted to talk. So, he was not letting her take the words and use it and stuff like. So that was one of the problems we were facing because he just kept talking, not letting her give him the lead as to what to tap on. But when the session got over, I noticed him doing it on his own. When he was feeling very low and all, he kept trying it on his own. And he would not do it in front of me, like he was in his room, etc. But I could hear him talk. I could hear him tap, and I know that he has done it for himself. So, and he has pulled himself out of very, very emotional situations. He doesn't give himself credit for it, but yeah, he has pulled himself out. But it was that when the pressure was not there of facing somebody and explaining to them what is, because then it becomes too much. Like if I'm sitting in front of you and I have to immediately in that time frame tell you what I'm feeling, it takes a lot of, it puts a lot of pressure. But after some time when they're alone also, and they're doing, because what was happening was he was constantly tapping on the points and saying whatever he felt like saying without anybody telling him what is to be done. And I noticed that when he was doing that, he was processing his emotions. And he did that for, I think, 3-4 days continuously. And he told me that every time he did that, he felt relaxed. But obviously, because he had trauma, so obviously that after a day or it would come back. So he has not understood that he has to work on the trauma now. So he is thinking this is one stop, one fix. So it's like if I keep doing it, it should. I have done it once, it should happen. So he is not agreed to that 6 sessions, 12 sessions. But yeah, they take a time to tell us, but you can train them into it. So I guess if you give her the option, do it when you're sitting alone and then come and tell me in the next session if you can remember a word, she might be able to.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you, Sonal. Thank you, Rekha.
Thank you, Lou. And Lou, I also feel that it's like any of us that with some, as in I wouldn't say a label will make it like I can't say that it might work on autism or not work on autism. Like for my son, he's very accepting of it because he sees me doing it, right? But I have a friend's son who's very communicative and verbal, and he just couldn't relate to I love and accept myself, and he in 5 minutes he got up and went away that this will not work for me. So I think it's very much like how it is with other adults, that whether it'll work. I think you'll have to give them a bit of time and explore.
But Sonal, that is also to do with with him, Ishan also, love and accept is not a word he wants to use.
That's okay. I was telling her what happened
No,
with
no,
that
I was
child.
just saying, so because
Understood.
of how they understood the word
Yeah.
rather than what we understand of the word.
Yeah. Thank you, Rika.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonal. I might give that a try with the next weekend and see how it goes.
Okay.
But yeah,
Let
thank
me
you
know.
very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
will
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Okay. Kavi has a question. Can EFT help to express all overwhelming emotions and feelings? Yes, Kavi. As in, do you want to elaborate your question? EFT can work on all the emotional aspects of anything that you're going through. What if we don't have any actual memories?
Like, can I elaborate?
Yeah, tell me.
Mm, like when we have a immediate trauma, recent trauma, what we have gone through. So we got stuck there. We got stuck there. Can we release the
You know,
over all
you're
the?
not very clear, Kavi. I can't hear you clearly.
Okay, I'll type it.
Can you? Yeah, okay. So, Isha, you had a question that what if we don't have any actual memories? So you can work on any issue that you're going through, right? I mean, there could be memories. It's not necessary that you can recollect all the memories, but there could be other stuff too. There could be beliefs. There could be um, some ideas in the head. Like we also work on personality types. We also work on the belief of what it is like to be a good person or a bad person. So there could be a lot of aspects. It's not necessary that you always have a memory. And there could be benefits. Sometimes we hold on to negative situations because in some way it is benefiting us. So that also becomes for instance, somebody is going through a bad marriage but is not able to leave the spouse because the spouse is giving them financial security. So that becomes a benefit of going through that trauma because I'm getting the financial security. So could be many things. Memory is generally, we do have memories. A lot of times we are not able to uncover the memory, and that's why we go to a practitioner or somebody who's trained in it. But if you are not able to learn to a memory, then there are other ways also to deal with the problem that you're dealing with. Okay. 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 And I was not able to answer Isha's Kavi's question. Any other questions? Anybody wants to know anything else? If a person has undergone a serious traumatic experience, like found a cheating partner, so all the emotions will be in peak without being channelized properly. Yeah, we do get such cases, Kavi. And we are trained as practitioners. We are trained how to deal with somebody who's going through chronic stress or chronic or a very traumatizing, like Yogesh mentioned, we have a program called Inner Child Matrix. So when we do advanced EFT, or there is also a program called Trauma Reverse. When practitioners who've gone through this, they are trained how to work with a person. So they are called trauma informed therapists, and they are trained how to work with such individuals who are going through multiple things like this together, and how to break it down for them, bring them to a safe space where they are able to address and release the traumas that they've gone through one by one. It might take longer, but there is a process. So we first, somebody who's gone through something like that, we first work on their nervous system. So we use energy flow to relax their nervous system. Once they feel relaxed in their body, the nervous system is relaxed, then we speak about the traumas one by one, and we go address different memories, different beliefs that they are going through, and then that's the way we take the healing journey ahead. Have I answered your question, Kavi? Thank you so much. Thank you. Any other questions? I wasn't even aware of. I did not get your question, Rekha. Sorry.
No, it wasn't the question. I was just saying that I thought I didn't have memories. You helped me. You
Okay.
unearthed a memory I was not aware of.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Any more shares? Any more questions? Thank you, Mitsuko. Thank you for joining, attending. Thank you so much, everybody. If there are no questions, then we can close today. Thank you so much for joining, and please book a discovery call with Yogi if you all are interested to understand what are the possible options for you all, if you want to explore this further. Thank you, Isha. Yeah, even I'm looking forward to connect with you. Thank you, Lou. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Sue.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Will we
Sandeep.
get this recording?
No, we don't get this recording. If
No,
you
no.
want to attend, we are having a masterclass again next week, so you can attend that one as well. But we don't give away the recordings for the free masterclass.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Samreen. Thank you, Rekha. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you, Eva.